Welcome to the last safe city on Earth. The only place the traveler can still protect. It took centuries to build. Now, we're counting every day it stands. And this tower is where the Guardians live.
Hey everyone, ArchTalko here, welcoming you back to Destiny. In the previous episode, we danced to our heart's delight, as we're doing now. Enjoyed some pretty awesome views, got our first two guns, met Peter Dinklage, aka our mother, because he's pretty much as naggy as one, and also kind of adorable. And in this episode, we are now at the tower, also known as the last safe city for humankind. Or mankind. I don't really know what we're classified as. Let's just talk to our Warlock Vanguard.
Have to prepare.
Alright, welcome to the fight. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lady.
Hope it works out.
In Destiny, I briefly showed this off. I showed off the two weapons, actually. But there are a lot of different items in the game. Not really sure what else to call them. There's a lot of equipment, I should say. Many of which being armor. There is headpieces, gauntlets, chest pieces, and boots, leg things. They're kind of combined into one. Last episode, I think I actually got this from a enemy, but unfortunately we have to be level 3 to equip it. But this is something I want to talk about. One of the main things about Destiny, which again I think I might have briefly touched upon in the last episode, is that it is very much emphasized on loot. There's a lot of number crunching, and there's a lot of like stack comparing and like dismantling of equipment and dealing with all these different drops and all that good stuff. So you're gonna be seeing me doing this a lot. Typically whenever I get equipment, I wait until like the end of a mission or like the end of a PvP session to go through and equip like the new stuff that I've gotten. But yeah, so there's that. If we go down here, a lot of the stuff is locked off to us, but we do have a screen for different ghost shells that we can get, which just change its appearance. We do have a thing for our ship. This is going to be for shaders. Once we reach level 20, we can actually change the color scheme of our character, which is pretty cool. These are emblems. Emblems are basically just the design of our name and our level and our grimoire card, which I'll go into more later. I don't want to talk about this now. At the upper right hand corner, so that's just it's more of a cosmetic thing to just make yourself stand out. This is just the standard Warlock emblem, so there is that. Now I do want to say this is actually my third character in Destiny. The first character I'm sorry. The first character I ever played as was a hunter. Specifically, once I got to level 15, I played pretty much exclusively as a blade dancer, and then later went back and played as a gunslinger. I also have a kind of like a mid-level Titan character that I've been playing co-op with my friends. So I decided to play Warlock because I've never played before, and I thought it'd be a good idea to have one person of each class. So right here we're gonna get a reward for completing our first mission. Here's the thing. Typically, I always pick the auto rifle because that's the weapon I'm most familiar with. But this playthrough, I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm comfortable using both auto rifles and pulse rifles, which fire in bursts. Usually, it's like 3. Like you hit the trigger and it fires like 3 really rapid fire rounds. Yep, short, sharp bursts. That's pretty similar to this. Requires a little bit more accuracy, but not a whole lot more. Scout rifles, on the other hand, are semi-automatic, which means basically they will only fire every time that you actually hit the trigger, meaning that they really, really require you to be just as accurate as possible. They're okay, but here's the thing. I never use hand cannons. Ever. The reason being, they have a very, very low rate of fire. They do the most damage per shot. That's what that impact stat is for. But they also have very low magazines, so pretty much in order to do like any kind of damage with hand cannons, you pretty much always have to get headshots. So I never use them. Until now. I am going to do my best to try to use the hand cannons. I don't know how well, I'm actually going to like stick with it, but we're gonna try. So the game's just teaching us how to equip new weapons, pretty standard stuff. One thing I do want to note, anytime you switch over gear and you don't want to use it anymore, it's always in your best interest to dismantle it. Anytime you do that, as you see there on the right hand side, I got some Glimmer, which is like this game's money. And it's actually shared between your characters, so that's why I have like 20,000. Normally you don't start out with this much, but I've played this game a lot, so I have a pretty decent amount. Later on in the game, when we get better equipment, when you dismantle, you'll actually get upgrade materials too, which play a huge part in upgrading your stuff. So, I think we're almost done running some errands. Later on, maybe next episode, we're gonna take a more in-depth look at the tower, talk to more of the residents, kind of go over all the vendors and what every place goes to. But I don't want to overload you guys too much with too much information. So for now, we're just gonna go to the designated hotspots, and then I think we're gonna take on our second story mission. Pretty good, Mrs. Shipwright lady. Thank you.
That's a great set of wings.
Not sure why you're just kind of looking at this C3H. Hey, is that like methane? That's a chemical thing. I approve of you. Anyway, we got our ship. So, what do you guys say we go back to orbit and resume the story? Alrighty, so we are gonna go over to Earth, and I believe the next one is Restoration. Alrighty. Now, I could change the difficulty to hard, but I'll be honest here, I'm not that good. And if I was playing with other people, I could definitely handle it, but honestly, playing this game by yourself is pretty much like playing in challenge mode, so probably not gonna happen. Excuse me. Can't go with recording.
There's so little left out here. We were lucky to even find this ship. A Guardian can't do much to protect the city with that one. But it needs a warp drive if we ever hope to fight beyond Earth. And that Cosmodrome is the only place I know where we might still find one. We survived the Fallen once. We can do it again. A Guardian ship was recently shot down here. If the Fallen haven't gotten to it, there might be parts we can salvage.
Alright, so one thing, if you're ever lost in the game, not quite sure what to do, you can always hit your whatever button it is. I'm pretty sure it's the select button for other games. It's the big old touchpad button. I am playing this on the PS4. You'll be able to see your objective, and you'll be able to see... Ooh! One shot! Ooh! I like the sand cannon already. You'll be able to see basically what you need to do. So, I was briefly talking about precision damage in the last episode, but that's what I was talking about. Whenever you hit a enemy in its weak spot, you will do critical damage. Hand cannons, I believe, have the best multiplier for that. Multiplier for that. So it's always in your best interest to try to go for that headshot. So, again, very slow rate of fire compared to other weapons, but very powerful.
Call their last transmission.
Okay. I'm trying to make out if that's actually like any kind of like discernible talking.
They managed to restore information up here, down in the tunnels below.
I'll have to look at it in post and see if maybe we can figure out what they're actually saying that message. It might just be gibberish. I don't really know, but I think it's worth checking out. All right, Vandal. Yeah, boy. What you got, son? Oh, I missed. No! Ah! I'm so good at this game. By good, I mean, ooh. Alright. Anybody else want some? Oh, you do. It should be noted, too, hand cannons have a very, very slow reload speed, too. So that's something to keep in mind. I typically, whenever I'm, like, finished attacking people, I typically go for the reload, but in some cases, that might not actually be the best thing to do. At least if there are still more enemies around and you haven't done your entire magazine yet. So, just something to keep in mind, I guess. This is all kind of new to me, so, this is a learning experience together, so. I don't know, though.
The entire area.
I don't know. not the worst thing in the world to be using cannon.
What we really need to find is a warp drive, so we can jump to any planet or moon. Our only hope is where we found our ship. We have to go back.
Alright, if you say so. So basically we're going to be doing a little bit of backtracking. I think we actually have to go back to where we first found our ship. So that should be pretty fun. Totally not an ambush waiting for us. There's totally an ambush. Now, okay, hold on. I thought I want to take a detour real quick because I want you guys to listen very, very carefully for a sec. You'll note that there's a very faint, like, shimmering, twinkling noise, if that makes any sense. And basically, whenever you hear that noise, you can be guaranteed that there's either a chest or a upgrade material very close to you. Upgrade materials, again, there is one unique to every location that we go to. And by location, of course, I mean every planet or the moon, which obviously isn't a planet. So kind of like keeping a close ear out and just trying to like hear that shimmering will really help you in the long run, because once you get to the really like high tier stuff in the game, oh, look at that, another chest. Fortunately, I don't have the double jump, so I don't think I can actually get to it, but hey, there's a chest. When we get later on in the game, we're gonna need a lot of those upgrade materials, so getting as many as you can early on is gonna be a very big help. So, anyway, speaking of loot chests, there are 5 very rare special chests called golden loot chests. This is the first one on Earth. I am going to be getting all 20. There are only 20 so far. And something that
It's already in fallen hands.
Come on, Mom. I'm trying to give the kids the good old info, man. The thing about gold chests... Lord almighty, I'm trying to talk, man. The thing about gold chests is that the rewards are always given to you in a set order. So, whether you find that chest first or somehow you miss it, not really sure how that would happen. Either way, if you do miss that one and you found a different one first, you would still get that same pair of gauntlets, or, well, actually, it wouldn't be the same pair, it would be a class-specific weapon, or class-specific gauntlet. Sorry, my apologize. Yep. So that is something to, of course, keep in mind. Okay. Now, that big guy, he is a, like, buffed up captain, and he is pretty much the worst news. Pretty much the worst news. So, Vandal, if you could ever so kindly not. Thank you, sir. Good night. Okay, snow. I'm gonna, come on. Actually, you know what? I think I can just melee that guy. Nope, not quite. Okay. Something that's kind of cool. The Hunters, their melee attack is a knife attack. The Titans pretty much punch people in the face, which is like the pretty much the bamfiest thing since Bamfi? I don't know. Warlocks, I believe it's called palming. And what's neat about that is it actually has a little bit of range to it. Like, check this out. Okay, so I'm like right here, right? There's a little shockwave that comes out, and you can actually hit enemies when you're like, come on, I want to show it off, man. Come on. When you're... No, okay, I didn't want to go right there. Dude, guys, look. Do I really have to do dance for you in order to just comply with me? Come here. When you're like there... Yeah, okay, see how I wasn't like right up to the guy, but the shockwave still hit him? That is something very unique to the Warlocks. There's a little bit of range to compared to the Hunters, which have a very fast melee attack, and the Titans, which have a very... slow but very blunt melee attack. So that's just something to keep in mind, something I've kind of noticed, so yeah. Again, very big info overload, I apologize. I don't want it to be too much, but there are a lot of mechanics that go into this game, and I just want to make sure that, you know, it's getting the proper coverage. I don't want anyone to be confused. Not one bit. So, one thing about this fight, Vandals will, over time, keep respawning, so it is a good idea to try to take them out before they start overwhelming you and potentially sneaking up on you, so that's never a good time. Also, I'm kind of tempted to just use my shotgun at this point, and I died! that leads us to another mechanic. Whenever we are in a darkness zone, if you die,
I hope you're ready for this.
you get sent back to the beginning. If you're playing with other people, this is where it kind of gets a lot easier. You can actually have somebody revive you, and the only time that ever, like, you'll actually have to restart the entire thing again is if everyone dies. So that does make playing with other people much easier than playing by yourself. I just need a little bit. I just need to be a little bit more careful. So that was completely my fault. My bad. I'm gonna meet you guys back to where that guy was about halfway done with his health, maybe a little bit less. So. Alright, and I am back. He is almost goner. I think a few more headshots and he should be good as toast. There we go. Yeah, boy. We ain't got nothing, and by nothing, of course, I mean we got a whole bunch of booty. Now I do believe, most missions, whenever you beat the boss, you actually, all the rest of the enemies pretty much just kind of go away on their own. This one's one of the few exceptions where we do actually have to kill off the remaining enemies, which is no big deal because we only have like 2 vandals to deal with. So you know what? I'm gonna do a jump bomb. Yeah, boy. Oh man, that feels good. And we leveled up. Very possum. I do believe we just unlocked.
You just killed an Archon.
Our double jump.
And we got a warp drive. This could cripple the Fallen. We need to go see the speaker.
Yeah, boy. Alright, so real quick, actually, before the mission ends, I'm going to go ahead and show off the glide. Every class has a double jump, and the Warlock specific one is kind of like a hover. If you activate it right at the beginning of the jump, you'll go up, and if you do it at the bottom of the jump, you will glide down. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, though, we're going to get a little bit more story exposition. So now that we have officially been Rexus, the Devil Archon, what do you guys say? We go speak to the speaker. Ooh.
There was a time when we were much more powerful. But that was long ago. Until it wakes and finds its voice, I am the one who speaks for the traveler. You must have no end of questions, Guardian. In its dying breath, the traveler created the ghosts to seek out those who can wield its light as a weapon. Guardians to protect us and do what the traveler itself no longer can.
What happened to it?
I could tell you of the great battle centuries ago. How the traveler was crippled. I could tell you of the power of the darkness, its ancient enemy. There are many tales told throughout the city to frighten children. Lately, those tales have stopped. Now, the children are frightened anyway. The darkness is coming back. We will not survive it this time.
Its armies surround us. The Fallen are just the beginning.
What can I do?
You must push back the darkness. Guardians are fighting on Earth and beyond. Join them. Your ghost will guide you. I only hope he chose wisely.
I did. I'm sure of it. We're in this together now.
So there's some pretty interesting stuff going on. I'm going to be going over more of this game's lore and kind of like what's going on so far in the next episode, but I really hope you guys are enjoying it. So anyway, that's gonna be it for the day. Thanks for watching me play, and I will see you guys in the next one where we take on, I believe, the Dark Within. Ooh, scary stuff ahead!